Welcome to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Michelle Stewart. Here are the stories that we are following today, July 5th, 2013. Pakistan brings back the death penalty, which angers rights groups. Trayvon's Martin mother says she's certain she heard her son's cry for help. 40th Annual CARICOM Day. Details on these headlines and more when we return. Welcome back to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Michelle Stewart. This segment of the news is sponsored by Total Caribbean Network. Pakistan's new government, trying to appear determined to rein in escalating crime and militancy, has ended a ban on the death penalty in a movement condemned by international organizations as inhumane and retrograde. Up to 8,000 people languished on death row in dozens of Pakistan's notorious, overcrowded and violent jails. Once a moratorium is in place, reinstatement of capital punishment is rare, with more than 150 countries having already either established the death penalty or stopped administering it. A 2008 moratorium imposed by Pakistan's previous government, praised at the time by global rights groups, expired on June 30th. The present government does not plan to extend it, said Omar Hamid Khan, an Interior Minister spokesperson. Pakistan's presidents must approve all executions. The government puts the number of people on death row at about 400. The method of execution is usually hanging. Pakistan is part of a dwindling minority of states who continue to retain the death penalty and carry out executions, the International Crisis Group said. The prospect of lifting the moratorium is all the more alarming given the extraordinary high number of people on death row, Khan said. The new policy of Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif's government was to execute all death row prisoners except those pardoned on humanitarian grounds. There is, however, no firm evidence showing the practice can serve as a deterrent to crime or extremism, according to the United Nations and Human Rights Group. The mother of Trayvon Martin said in court on Friday she recognized the voice of her son screaming for help in an emergency call on the night the black teenager was shot dead by neighborhood watchman George Zimmerman. Sabrina Fulton's testimony came as the state was preparing to wrap up its case after nearly 2 weeks of testimony aimed at showing inconsistencies in Zimmerman's account of the flight in Sanford, Florida in February last year that ended with Martin's death. Fulton further told jurors she was certain it was her son screaming for help in the background of an emergency call made to police moments before he died. In addition to Martin's mother, the state final witness, including Trayvon's 22-year-old brother, Jahavris Fulton, who said he was convinced it was his brother who can be heard screaming in the recording. It is still unclear whether the defense will choose to put Zimmerman, who is 29 and part Hispanic, on the stand to testify. The former neighborhood watch volunteer contends he killed Martin in self-defense. He faces up to life in prison if convicted of second-degree murder. After the defense concluded previous claims to the contrary. On Tuesday, Judge Deborah Nelson allowed the jury to hear a television interview in which Zimmerman said he had no knowledge of the Florida's Stand Your Ground law, which underpins his trial's defense. However, an Army prosecutor who taught Zimmerman in a 2010 class on criminal litigation testified that he often covered Florida's self-defense and Stand Your Ground laws in his 2010 course. Army Captain Alexis Carter said Zimmerman was probably one of the better students in his class, calling him an A student. Under Florida's Stand Your Ground law, which was approved in 2005, and has since been copied in some form of about 30 or other U.S. states, people fearing for their lives can use deadly force, even if it is possible for them to retreat from a confrontation. The statute is central to Zimmerman's case, in a case that has captivated the United States because police initially declined to arrest Zimmerman based on his self-defense argument and the right to use deadly force under Florida's law. Many dignitaries attended the auspicious flag-raising ceremony at the Derek Walcott Square in commemoration of the 40th CARICOM Day. The Governor General, Her Excellency Dame Perlette Louise, and Acting Prime Minister Philippe Pierre presided over the formalities. Pierre contends St. Lucians need to demonstrate more confidence in the regional institution and its underlying ideals. The Deputy Prime Minister says CARICOM is one of the longest serving integration movements in the world. Prime Minister Dr. Kenny Anthony, who is attending the 34th CARICOM Summit in Trinidad, sought to underscore the purpose of the unity behind the integrationist movement in an address entitled A Summation of Our Common Threads. He says CARICOM Day, July 4th, represents the passion of regional leaders in realizing the summation of common threads in a tightly knit people. The treaty establishing CARICOM was signed on July 4th, 1973. To date, there are 15 full members and 5 associate members. Passengers who were on the crashed Caribbean Airlines at Sidi-Jagan International Airport 2 years ago will have their day in court, but in New York. At least 2 passengers, Kusmiti and Rajendra Prasad, had sued the airline in Florida, and another one, Nadine Prasad, sued in New York. But the attorneys for Caribbean Airlines asked the court to centralize the hearing in the Eastern District of New York. When civil actions involving one or more common questions of fact are pending in different districts in the United States, they can be transferred to any district for coordinating or consolidated patrial proceedings. In this case, the panel found that the 3 actions involved such common questions of fact, and the centralization in the Eastern District of New York will serve the convenience of the parties and witnesses and promote the just and evident conduct of the litigation. The actions concern the cause or causes of the crash of the Boeing 737-800 passenger aircraft, which is operated by Caribbean Airlines in Guyana on July 30th, 2011. The panel contended that centralization will eliminate duplication evidence, particularly with respect to potential international evidence, and prevent inconsistencies, patrial rulings, and conserve the resources of the parties, their attorneys, and of course the judiciary. Only 3 actions are pending so far from the same accident, but over 100 passengers have retained counsel to pursue unresolved claims. Judicial panel ruled that the Eastern District of New York is an appropriate court since the flight originated in New York and a majority of the affected U.S. passengers reside in the New York area. Caribbean Airlines, meantime, have not moved to release the findings of the report of the crash in which all the passengers and crew survived, but some passengers suffered disabilities as a result. The cultures of the Caribbean blended beautifully today at the Chaguanas Convention Center, where leaders of the Caribbean community gathered to salute the vision of the 4 founding fathers of the community. There should have been a reenactment of 40 years ago when leaders of Guyana, Jamaica, Barbados, and British Guyana signed the treaty establishing CARICOM. President Donald Romata did what Forbes Burhan did back in 1973 for Guyana, but which he saluted the courage and foresight of the original founding fathers. He stayed away from mentioning Burhan's name, something that the other prime ministers did not shy away from. In fact, at the opening ceremony Wednesday evening, the Prime Minister of Barbados, Fudwell Stewart, quoted Birmingham on the need for the integration of the countries of the region, while President Romata did not call Burhan's name. He referred to Burhan's political rival, Dr. Seti Jagan, the founder of the ruling PPP, and what Jagan saw as important to the region. Today, President Romata said that 40 years ago, the region was just emerging from colonialism, and then leaders recognized that to survive and prosper, they need to integrate. The Grenadian Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Mitchell, said that the time has come for governments to stop arguing about the transportation problem in the Caribbean, for them to stop calling names and work on a bold solution. He further said, the impediment of the free movement of people is the biggest challenge facing the integration movement. Dr. Mitchell said that traveling across the region by air is too expensive, and Caribbean governments can do more by reviewing the taxes on travel tickets. The Prime Minister said that the fear among some governments is that by reducing taxes, they will be reducing incomes to cash-strapped treasuries and airport authorities. However, he said, if more people started traveling, the volume of traffic will compensate for any revenues lost by bringing down taxes. Dr. Mitchell further said that if CARICOM cannot develop policies for the free movement people, the goal of regional integration and convergence will be lost. You are watching Caribbean Affiliate News. Stay tuned.
5 million customers use Leica Mobile for affordable international mobile calls, connecting over 2.5 million mobile calls daily, helping our customers stay in touch with their loved ones, whether they be in Asia, Africa, Europe, or the rest of the world. Every 5 seconds, a new Leica Mobile customer joins our growing family, helping you to make affordable international calls across the world. Leica Mobile. Call the world for less.
Stop the music! It's week 2 of our used car blowout month, and this week it's guaranteed credit approval. If we can't show you how to get approved, that car is on us. Log on now. GrecoAuto.com.
Since we announced Sign and Drive with 0 out of pocket and low monthly payments, cars been flying out of Bronx Honda at a record pace. Whoa! New Accord with 0 out of pocket for $249 a month, or new Civics just $199 per month, or save thousands with 0% financing. You never had to leave the Bronx to get the best price on the Honda. Bronx Honda guarantees the lowest price in the Bronx. Bronx Honda, East Tremont Avenue. Visit BronxHonda.com.
I can't believe your mom let you take your car out. This is awesome.
It's time to grow up.
You're crazy.
Little while
Go faster. Stop.
It'll all be alright.
I raised my son to be careful,
Hey, sweetie.
Come on.
but just to be safe,
So don't you worry.
I got a Subaru.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Coleman Subaru, 1710 North Alden Avenue, Ewing, New Jersey, or ColemanSubaru.com.